WFYI podcasts are brought to you by Bloomington, Indiana. Experience the holiday season by exploring unique downtown shops, experiencing local artisan markets, and enjoying one of the many seasonal performances. Plan a winter getaway and discover more holiday happenings at visitbloomington.com.
WFYI podcasts brought to you by Foster Success, supporting older foster youth through the Ensuring Foster Youth license plate. More information available at fostersuccess.org.
This is Small Studio Signal Boost from WFYI. I'm Melissa Davis, your host tonight, along with co-host Adam Gross. Blues House Party host Matthew Sosi stops by to share two recently re-released tracks from the Indianapolis jazz legend J.J. Johnson. WFYI radio intern Brylee Stubbs talks about her experiences in the indie music scene and shares 5 songs that she's been listening to on repeat. Stay with us for an hour of new music from Indiana-based artists here on Small Studio Signal Boost. First, we have a song from Small Studio Sessions alum Co Newborn. Adam, I think we can easily say that Co Newborn is a Small Studio favorite.
Yeah, I mean, her session was really great. Recorded a handful of years ago, before I was here, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was the 3rd year of the series. So
yeah.
She just keeps going with amazing music, new stuff, and we're so excited to hear it. So we'll hear this new single in just a minute. And she's giving part of the proceeds from the song to Girls Rock Indie for future rock campers.
Oh, that's great.
So cool. Let's listen now. This is Co Newborn with Mouth Sounds. That was Mouth Sounds from indie-based Co Newborn here on Small Studio Signal Boost. I'm Melissa Davis with Adam Gross. Coming up, we'll hear a top 5 from our radio intern Brylee Stubbs. But first, Adam, what's happening in the world of Indiana music this week?
Well, one of my favorite local bands, Radar Gold, has a long-awaited new single out.
Ooh.
This is Radar Gold with Predator. Up next, I have one from a Bloomington act, Miranda and the Spatulas. I like that name. This is March Chant.
Didn't think I liked Debbie until after I saw her for real, dancing at midnight, hanging on.
You're tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost. I'm Adam Gross here with Melissa Davis, and we're listening to new music from Indiana-based artists. Up next, I have one from Indianapolis group Corkin. They have a new album coming out soon, and this is the title track from the record, You're Everyone Else.
You want a fence, that fence will build itself, and you feel safe when you're not alone. There's still hope.
You're listening to Small Studio Signal Boost. You can find some of the music featured tonight by following our playlists. Just search for WFYI Music on Spotify. Adam has a top 5 tonight with our radio intern Brylee Stubbs.
Brylee, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Of course.
So you're an intern here at WFYI. You're working with us in the radio department. How's it going? No pressure.
No pressure. It's been great. I'm really enjoying everything I'm doing so far. I've been able to get kind of a wider variety of things than I expected. When I was in college radio, I pretty much just did the board and that was it. And there wasn't much more than that to really do. So I'm enjoying getting to do all the different aspects of live radio and public radio and all the different stuff that goes together. I've been working on archiving podcasts for the NPR app and for the website. There's none of that there. So it's pretty much it's on air and then it's gone. Nothing is really saved. So it's been cool getting to work on some older projects here and kind of breathe new life into them.
Yeah, so you've been doing some behind-the-scenes work, like you just mentioned, for this show, going back and archiving some smaller bits to put on the NPR app and also as just little extra bonuses for the podcast. Do you have a favorite segment you've worked on so far?
That is a good question. I want to say no, but I think I do. I really like I don't remember how old it is, but it's with Purnell from Pikes, Top 5, because he put on a really good radio voice, and then he ends it by saying, I don't really talk like that. I just wanted to let you guys know. And I just thought that was really funny because I also kind of put on a radio voice sometimes, so I was like, I'm glad somebody's acknowledging it.
Yeah, we all do. You know? I mean, there's something about you sit down in a radio studio at a radio microphone and something else just comes out.
Over you. I don't normally talk like this. And I think it was funny that someone who's not in radio also had that same experience. Mm-hmm. But I really enjoyed going back and listening to them. I like that not everything is super topical to the time it was recorded. Like a lot of it can still be enjoyed in, like 5 years later context.
Yeah.
But it's been fun to get to go back and hear everything. It's like a time capsule from, what are people listening to 5 years ago versus now. So.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you for doing all of that for us. It's been awesome.
I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time.
You are not just an intern here. You're also involved in the music scene in Indianapolis. I know you work door at Healer. Mm-hmm. You're familiar with multiple bands. You want to talk a little bit about your involvement in the music scene?
Yeah. So unfortunately, I am not musically gifted in the instrument sense. But I started going to Healer probably my senior year of high school. Maybe it was freshman year of college. And a couple friends of mine were in a band called Kaya Hera. That band has since broken up, but they had a pretty good following around the city for a while. They played together for a handful of years, and so I really got introduced into the scene there. I'm most active in like the hardcore punk scene, but I do try to branch out when I can. It's funny because I don't listen to a lot of hardcore music on my own time. I just really go to the shows. It just has a really great crowd and a good sense of energy, and the community is great. I've made a lot of really close friends. My partner's in a handful of bands downtown, too, so we go to a lot of shows around there. I frequent Healer quite a lot. I work doors sometimes. It's been really great to be a part of the scene without having to be musically involved. I remember when I first started going, I was kind of nervous that I wouldn't get as involved as everybody else.
Yeah.
Just because I don't play or I don't sing or anything like that. But I've been fairly involved. I've helped run merch stands. Obviously, I run doors sometimes. I've helped set up stuff. I've helped take stuff down. I've helped push the record button on the audio deck. So there's a lot of different ways to be involved. And it's really rewarding to be a part of a scene like that. I've been involved in it for a couple years now, so it's kind of interesting seeing like the new younger crowd come in. Not that I'm old, but...
I was going to say, Brylee.
No, but like I get to see new faces kind of come into the scene, like new young fresh faces, and it's rewarding getting to see people continuously come in and become involved.
Yeah, so take note, anyone out there listening who would like to get involved in the scene but doesn't play an instrument, you don't have to. There's plenty of other stuff to do that is rewarding and also extremely helpful and necessary. Mm-hmm. If you had to pick like 3 local bands in that kind of hardcore punk scene for someone to go see who is just trying to dip their toes in, who would they be?
I think I have to say Pat and the Pissers. They usually have really big crowds of all ages, all everything. They have a really diverse poll, and they put on a really good show. They're very polished, and like you're going to leave having had a good time. That's a hard question. I would say, I have to say my partner's band, Stars Fading Out Quietly.
Naturally.
I have to plug it. It's an emo violence band, which... If you ask me, I don't really know what that genre means. I don't know what a lot of the small genre labels mean. But they're really fun. They just played a show at Healer, and they were all dressed up as the mystery gang for Halloween. So that was hilarious. I think experimenting with genres like that is really fun. And it kind of opens you up to new music that you didn't know you liked. So if you like more of the screamo scrams kind of stuff, I would say them. And then I would probably end saying maybe Inner Peace. I don't know if they're touring right now, but they do a really cool blend of rap vocals and hardcore instrumentals. And I think that's really cool for Indianapolis, especially because obviously Indianapolis has a great hardcore scene, but there's also a great rap scene. And so that's a really cool way to marry the two of them. So yeah, I would say Pat and the Pissers, Stars Fading Out Quietly, and Inner Peace are probably the three that I would say dip your toes into, try and catch them at a show just to see what's going on. And then from there, I think you'll have a really good time getting into it.
Okay, you brought some music to share with us.
Did.
I have no idea what you're about to share. Did you make a category, or is it just kind of a general top five?
It's kind of a general, but it's my current top five. So songs that are from my like most repeated. So my current top five. I know I mentioned I like hardcore music. None of these are even close to like hardcore related. But yeah, these are my top five songs of right now. Kind of in an order, like 5 to 1, 1 being the best, but it's not a super heavy order.
Sure. Well, what's up first?
Up first, number 5, I have Elderberry Wine by Wednesday. I got into Wednesday relatively recently, probably my senior year of college, maybe junior year. I was on the radio team, and there were some people there that were really into Wednesday. I didn't really know them that well, but I started listening, really, really liked them. And I've just had it on a repeat for a while. It's a good song to drive to, so when I'm driving down to work, I usually have this on. But it's got that kind of like folky rock to it. I really like folk rock music. Kind of funny for someone that goes to hardcore shows. My main genre would be like folk indie rock. I really like that song, so that's my number 5.
Angel hum of an electric car reverses toward me. Sometimes in my head I give up and flip the board completely. But
That was Wednesday with Elderberry Wine. You're tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost. I'm Adam Gross, and I'm here with Brylee Stubbs, our radio intern, and she's sharing 5 of her favorite songs that she's been listening to recently. What is next on your list?
So next is a favorite that I've had for at least a couple years now. I feel like anytime I do any sort of top 5 or picking my favorite songs, this just has to be up there. This is Vampire Empire by Big Thief. This song came out in 2023, but I have been listening to it probably every day since it dropped.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's kind of ridiculous. I don't really know what it is about this song. I just really, really like it. I remember it kind of blew up on social media around the time it dropped, and so maybe that's what started my obsession with it. So I worked at retail through college, and this song would come on every so often on our like Sirius XM little radio thing. And it got to the point where my coworkers knew not to touch it if this was on because it was my favorite song. So, and nobody else really liked it. But they knew that like wherever I was in the store, I would stop and like listen for it.
Yeah.
So I really like the lyricism in it. I think Adrienne Linger's great. Her solo stuff is amazing. And I played this song a lot on my college radio station, so I feel like I have to play it here. It's Vampire Empire by Big Thief.
watching TV, tired, bleeding on the bed. The milk is just expired, all the leaves are dead. I'm not quiet, you've been quiet, just receiving what you said. Reeling, feeding, feeling filled by everything you fed. I see you as you see yourself through all the books you read. Overwhelmed with guilt and real.
The next song, number 3 on my list, is Love Takes Miles by Cameron Winter. Cameron Winter is the front guy for a band called Geese that has been blowing up lately. But I've been very into Cameron Winter. Again, I did find out about them through my radio friends from college. I feel like I get a lot of my good music taste from them. But this song is on the album Heavy Metal, which came out in 2024. I think that whole album front to back is great. I do think that this is my favorite, and of course, it is his most streamed song by like multiple millions.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Exactly.
Right?
There's a reason it's the most streamed because it's great. This is also one of those songs that I will just put on a loop and drive like an entire 45-minute drive with the one song going.
Wow.
I don't know why. So I'm assuming this will be probably close to my number 1 streamed song this year. I showed it to my mom, and I was like, "You'll really like this song." She hated it. She made me turn it off. So I think I have this thing with whiny male vocals. I just really like it. Again, with the lyricism, I think it's kind of fun. It's got weird, cool lyrics. And I don't know if this is real or not, but in the background, you know those like toy sticks that you would have as a kid, and you would like turn it this way, and it would go whoop.
Yeah.
There's one of those in the background, like halfway through the song. And so every time I hear it, I just giggle.
I love that.
It makes me feel like I'm a little kid, and I've got one of those like weird stick
That's
toys.
great.
Yeah, so that's Love Takes Miles by Cameron Winter.
Talk to the moon, flatten her down, make her watch the wind all night. She can't wait, lonely as hell, walking around without moving. I'm not here, watching the moon.
Number 2 is Devereaux by Car Seat Headrest. Car Seat Headrest is the band I always jump to say, like, if you had to pick a favorite artist, who's it going to be? It's going to be Car Seat Headrest for me. My partner got me into them in early high school before we were even together. So it just always has a special place in my heart for that reason. But I genuinely don't think they've ever made a bad song, ever. And Car Seat Headrest has been putting music out for a long time now. And this is their most recent album, The Scholars. That was the last tour that we saw them on in Chicago. Again, I think the entire album is fantastic. I think this is just the song that I've listened to the most out of it. It's Devereaux by Car Seat Headrest. I know I say I really liked it, but I really liked it. It was great.
What you gonna do? If you really like it,
Then you really like it.
Well, let's hear it.
I never questioned the call of the Father to his next of kin. Pull me out of the fire, tell me you love me, and throw me back in. If I could ask for
You're tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost. We've been talking to our radio intern Brylee Stubbs about 5 of her favorite songs that are on repeat right now, and we have counted down to number 1. I'm really curious because we just heard your favorite band, Car Seat Headrest, so what's gonna top that?
Yeah, this was a hard choice for me. I was laying in my bed trying to make this playlist, and I was like, do I put Car Seat Headrest at number 1, or do I put this song at number 1?
Oh, Brylee, it's not that intense.
It's not, but I was really torn up about it, and I ended up putting Acolyte by Slaughter Beach Dog at number 1. In middle school, I was a very big fan of Modern Baseball, and so that band obviously doesn't make music together anymore, but it feels kind of poetic how, as my music taste shifted from Modern Baseball adjacent bands into the indie folk rock, so did that band. So Slaughter Beach Dog is made up of the singer from Modern Baseball, and so I really loved his voice in Modern Baseball, and now he makes indie folk music that I really love. I saw this song live in Bloomington. I was front row, literally like 2 inches from his face when he sang this song, crying the whole time. It was so great. I waited outside the venue like a dork for way too long. Nobody was queuing for the concert, but I sat there and I waited. It's just a beautiful song. I think it's because I'm a romantic at heart, so anytime I have one of these really romantic folky songs, it just makes me feel all like squishy and warm and happy. And this song definitely does that. It's very hopeful, very poetic, very beautiful, and I think the instrumentation of it is really great as well. It's a beautiful song. Really love it.
Well, this is a season where we could all use some warm, squishy romance in our hearts.
It's starting to get cold. It's starting to get dark
Yeah.
at 3 p.m. I need to put this on to feel something. So.
Right. All right. Well, let's all feel something.
You won't leave the table. She won't leave your mind. Gotta get out of Ohio. Feeling short on time. Eyeball your inheritance.
That was Slaughter Beach Dog with Acolyte. What a band name, Brylee.
I know, and I don't know what it means. I don't know if I want to know.
Yeah.
It's part of the mystery, and it's the same with Modern Baseball. Like, what is that a reference to? I don't know.
Some things are better left
Some
unsaid.
things are better left unsaid. And Slaughter Beach Dog is one of the mysteries of the world that I don't want to figure out.
Yeah, that'll go down 1,000 years from now.
Archaeologists will find this and say, what?
Well, thanks again, Brylee, for stopping by and sharing these songs. It was great hearing what you've been listening to.
Thank you. I'm glad that I have an opportunity to make people listen to my strange music again.
And hopefully our listeners will be hearing from you again on this show.
I hope so. We'll see.
Yeah.
Something might be in the works.
Yeah. Well, thanks again and appreciate all the work you're doing for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Brylee and Adam, for that top 5. Coming up, Matthew Sosi shares some recently re-released tracks from Indianapolis great J.J. Johnson. We'll be right back with that after the break on Small Studio Signal Boost.
WFYI Podcasts, brought to you by Foster Success, supporting older foster youth through the Insuring Foster Youth license plate. More information available at fostersuccess.org.
This is Small Studio Signal Boost. Thanks for listening tonight. You can find the podcast edition of the show most places you get your podcasts or at wfyi.org/podcasts. I'm Melissa Davis, joined by Adam Gross. Blues House Party host Matthew Sosi has a couple of tracks for us tonight from the Indianapolis jazz great J.J. Johnson.
You're listening to Small Studio Signal Boost. I'm Matthew Sosi. Yes, it's another installment of Matt Finds Another CD with an Indiana Connection. This time, a Japanese import of the J.J. Johnson album Proof Positive, released by Impulse Records in 1965. All 6 tracks were recorded on May 1st, 1964. The Miles Davis tune Neo, Manny Album's Lullaby of Jazzland, Victor Young's Stella by Starlight, Rodgers and Hart's My Funny Valentine, and Max Roach's Blues Waltz. There is one lone song written by J.J. Johnson on this album. Here's Minor Blues. That's Indianapolis's own J.J. Johnson and his original song Minor Blues from his 1965 Impulse Records release, Proof Positive. One can never have enough J.J. Johnson in their music collection. Shout Studios recently released a 12-disc, yes, physical media, Blu-ray and 4K UHD box set called Blaxploitation Classics Volume 1. Say what you will about the blaxploitation films of the 1970s, and for the record, I am a fan. The films usually contained a solid soul soundtrack. Now stay with me because there's a local connection at the end of this. This collection features Truck Turner starring and score by Isaac Hayes, 2 Pam Grier films, Sheba Baby with music performed by Barbara Mason, and Coffee featuring the one and only soundtrack by the jazz great Roy Ayers. There's also 2 Fred Williamson films, Black Caesar featuring a score by James Brown, and its sequel, Hell Up in Harlem, with music by Edwin Starr. The other film in this collection is the 1972 crime drama Across 110th Street, starring Anthony Quinn and Yaphet Kotto in a post-in-the-heat-of-the-night story of mismatched cops investigating a mob robbery gone horribly wrong. The music was done by Indiana Avenue's own J.J. Johnson. Besides his work as a jazz trombonist and band leader, he also wrote, composed, and arranged music for several films. Scores like Man and Boy, Top of the Heap, Cleopatra Jones, and Willie Dynamite. J.J. Johnson was also a guest on these very airwaves. More than once, he appeared on a classical music roundtable discussion show called The Listening Room, hosted by Dick Rice. Ask your public radio listening grandparents about that program. Here's an instrumental track from the 1972 soundtrack Across 110th Street. This is performed by J.J. Johnson and his orchestra. It's called Hang On In There, and this is about as 70s as one can get. From the film Across 110th Street, that's J.J. Johnson and his orchestra with an instrumental called Hang On In There. Across 110th Street is a part of the Shout Studios box set Blaxploitation Classics Volume 1. For Small Studio Signal Boost, I'm Matthew Sosi.
Thanks, Matt, for the music from J.J. Johnson. You are listening to Small Studio Signal Boost from WFYI. I'm Melissa Davis here with co-host Adam Gross. So, Adam, what's happening in the world of live music?
Well, coming up on November 14th, Bloomington band Busman's Holiday is having a show at Square Cat Vinyl, along with Indianapolis group Sarah Grain and the Billions of Stars. Sarah Grain will also be celebrating the release of a new EP that night, live at Postal Recording, which is a live concert performed with a studio audience recorded at Postal in 2023. That comes out on streaming platforms the day of the show, November 14th. And again, that's at Square Cat Vinyl. And on that same day in Indianapolis, artist Corkin, who we heard from earlier in the show, is releasing their new record, You're Everyone Else, with the show at the new Indie CD and Vinyl space, the 808. That's right next to the record store in Broad Ripple and Broad Ripple Avenue. And my band will actually be opening up that show, so fun night for me. Again, that's November 14th at the 808 next to Indie CD and Vinyl and Broad Ripple.
Very nice. We Love Rob, an Indie All-Star concert and benefit, an evening supporting Indie's musical mayor Rob Dixon, will be at the Cabaret Thursday, November 13th, hosted by Kenny and Valerie Phelps, with Richard Sleepy Floyd, Carrington Clinton of Clint Breeze and the Groove, Leah Crane, Jared Thompson, and many more.
Wow, all-star.
Yeah. Let's say Indie All-Star. That's the Cabaret, Thursday, November 13th. Free admission, and this is a benefit for Rob Dixon. Doors open at 5, and the event begins at 6:30. Joe Kripe of the Po' Boys has an album release show for his solo work on Friday, November 21st at Gold Leaf at 5 p.m. And then 3 nights and 6 shows from Sarah Scarborough. This is an annual holiday tradition with vocalist Sarah Scarborough. You'll hear a unique blend of festive cheer and soulful music at the Jazz Kitchen, Friday, November 21st through Sunday, the 23rd. And Kara Cole is returning to Indy from Nashville at Turntable with Corey Williams on Sunday, November 30th. That's the latest in Indiana music. Be sure to follow your favorite artists on social media for updates and info. This is Small Studio Signal Boost. Adam Gross and Roxana Caldwell created our show. This episode was produced by Adam Gross and me, Melissa Davis. You can check out the podcast edition of the show most places you get your podcasts or at WFYI.org. Thanks for listening tonight, and thanks for your continued support of public media and this 100% community-funded public radio station. You can join in membership anytime at WFYI.org/give or at WBAA.org/give. And thank you. And we are at our last song of the night. Adam, what do you have?
This is Bloomington's Mike Coda with Bus Stop. Have a great night.
WFYI podcasts are brought to you by Bloomington, Indiana. Experience the holiday season by exploring unique downtown shops, experiencing local artisan markets, and enjoying one of the many seasonal performances. Plan a winter getaway and discover more holiday happenings at visitbloomington.com.